Hello, welcome everybody. In today's topic 2, this is going to be our Lab 2 Open Source Intelligent Passive Reconnaissance, and I'm Nasiri Baseka, and with master's students in College of Science, Engineering and Technology with Grand Canyon University, and our course is the CYB 610 Penetration Testing and Risk Management with Dr. Howard Goodman. In our objectives today, we're going to be looking at research a Fortune 500 company and as well a C-suite officer, and also conduct passive reconnaissance, look at the phases of cyber operation used during the lab, and as well the attack vector. Then looking further, we're going to look at the Christian viewpoint. The Fortune 500 company that I've decided to research on is T-Mobile, and the C-suite officer is Mike Sevier, the president and chief executive officer, that is the CEO of T-Mobile. Before we begin, it is good to know what is passive reconnaissance. Passive reconnaissance is an attempt to gather or gain information about a targeted individual, computer, and or network without alerting someone or the network that you are actively engaging with the systems. So the findings of attack surface discovery. Here, as you can see from the above, I started with the Transform website using the Martigo. I started with website, then later looked for the domain name and mail record. In our next slide, the next finding, this is using the transform to find NS entities. You can see as well their phone numbers up there and the mail server. And our next findings, I look at the IP addresses from the mail server and the website. And these IP addresses can help us tomorrow for further attacks. In our next slide, the findings using the transform tool to search for net blocks. And our next finding, you can see on the next slide, using the transform tool to search for AS numbers of the net blocks. And here on our next findings, using the transform to find the organization owner to the company. And on the next slide, the finding using the transform person to find on the person Michael Sevier and his email addresses. And now looking at the phases of cyber operation that we use during this lab. We have target identification and passive reconnaissance. The attack vector best for this will be spear phishing attack, and I do believe with the information I have gathered from T-Mobile and as well knowing my target, the C-suite officer Mike Sevier, and his email address, I believe that with the spear phishing email, this will be a good one to do the attack, and it will be successful. And now the legal authorities and ethical consideration from the Christian perspective. With respect for authority in Romans chapter 13, the verses 1 through 7 emphasizes the importance of submitting to governing authorities, which in the context of penetration testing means complying with laws such as the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act and obtaining explicit authorization for testing activities. And also you can look at do no harm. The ethical principle of doing no harm is consistent with Christian teachings on loving one's neighbor that can be seen in Mark chapter 12 verse 31. Penetration testing should aim to improve security without causing unnecessary disruption, or exposing the organization to new risk. And also, furthermore, honesty and integrity. Conducting oneself with honesty and integrity is fundamental to Christian ethics that could be further looked into in Proverbs chapter 10, verse 9. This includes being transparent with clients about the methods, risk, and findings of the penetration tests. And yeah, these are the resources that did help me go through this lab.